Paris. It's a city that needs no introduction. Known for its baked goods, world-famous landmarks, elegant riots, and rats that can cook, Paris sets the standard for stereotypical European cities that rack up millions every year from tourism. As a British national, I can't go 2 days without hearing about the scheming French and their silly mustaches, so I decided it was finally time to visit the French capital to see if these bold claims were true. And the trip began, as many do, at Gatwick Airport. Here we go again. Okay, we have made it to the terminal. We're going to Paris, and we've got like an hour to the flight. It's quite early still. It's about 6:20 in the morning, and I found a breakfast place. So unlike the Norway trip where we had a plan where we'd go to multiple places, this trip is just like, you know, go to Paris and do stuff. There's no plan, it's just 5 days of Paris. This restaurant has a guarantee in the menu that your food will arrive on time or within 10 minutes. And currently it's been about 5, maybe 6. So any minute now we should be getting a big plate of breakfast foods. I haven't eaten anything yet today, apart from a single breath mint on the journey here. So this should be a good meal, well deserved. By the way, expect more face cam, because I feel like in Norway it lacked in that there wasn't enough face action. So here I am, speaking direct mode of address. Well, I have to say that was a classic edition of breakfast, but I had some notes. First of all, the eggs scrambled. I could do better at home, personally speaking. That's just me. I don't do tomatoes, just generally speaking, so don't judge them poorly based on the one that I left here. The beans were shockingly good. I'm not, generally speaking, a bean person, but I enjoyed these to some extent. Very good, very good. The sausage was a sausage, nothing special there, and same goes for the bacon, really. Now, the lowlight of the entire meal was the toast. It was stale, a bit burnt, and they hardly gave us enough butter. Even with the eggs on top, it was not improved. And I gotta say, I will be leaving a very strongly worded review on Google Maps based solely on the bread and not the rest of the meal, which was quite quality actually. Alright, so a pretty solid meal, and now I have to find my parent because she has left me for Pret. Alright, so we found her. She's got a coffee or something like that she's not greatly satisfied with, but oh well. We also bought some last-minute British sweets before leaving for the EU once again. But we're on the way to gate 103 now for our 7:55 flight. Tiny people. France. Yippee! We have been in line for 74 years. Alright, we finally made it past passport control. Okay, we're gonna hit the toilets for the first time in France. Yep. Very happy to be off that plane. It was a very awkward bus ride, bumping shoulders and heads with other people. It was very packed in there, but we're finally France side, and we're looking forward to battering some baguettes. After we managed to strike up a deal on tickets, we finally boarded a train for a relaxing journey to the hotel. Following a change of trains, we were finally closing in on our hotel in a nearby suburb. But instead of stopping at Ivry station, we ended up 8 miles in the wrong direction. Although the outskirts of Paris were positively stunning, we decided to take the next train back to Ivry to find our accommodation. So we made it to the hotel. It took embarrassingly long. Been here for a couple hours now because we are shockingly tired. Yeah. And now we're actually finally going to head out and see the city. We've only really seen the outskirts and the less built up areas. So we're actually going to go and see the like monuments and things, which might be actually okay. This is the hotel, by the way. It's quite nice. It's like a little mini apartment. We've got a little kitchen, which is useful. Just avoiding getting run over. It's always nice. Now we're on the hunt for a grocery store, as the Americans call it, where we'll fill up on snacks and venture out with full supplies back to the train station of doom. That always seems to be bypassed by the local trains, but it's okay. That right there is why people come to Paris. And honestly, I could take or leave the Eiffel Tower at this point. I mean, I'm loving exploring the sticks. Okay, so we're headed back to the train station now. This is a good little strip. They've got nice pavements, but I think it's about time we got to the centre of the city. Above ground this time, not on a double-decker train. Okay, that's one successful train journey, and we are right bang in the middle of the city where the Notre Dame is, and I've just been gestured that it's actually this way. Oh yes, a lovely bridge across the Seine, which is I think how it's pronounced. I've been warned multiple times about pickpocketers, so I'm going to hold my phone tightly as I record. I mean, the river's not quite as impressive as the Thames, the superior river in the superior city, but it's alright.
Chapel is quite nice as well, so maybe we go Notre Dame.
Okay, let's do that. What a building that is. I would controversially say that this is a better landmark than the Eiffel Tower, but at the moment it's partially obstructed by big ugly grey tents, and I imagine, given the barbed wire, that they are rebuilding. I know obviously there was the fire, so maybe they're like putting pieces of wood together in there.
We have one like this in Saigon.
Oh really?
City, yeah, called Notre Dame as well.
Saigon's very own Notre Dame. Oh blimey, it's hot. I think it's somewhere in the 30s right now, and the sun is completely destroying my back right now. So we'll have to probably keep moving in a minute. But they've got a nice little set of bleachers here to stare at the building from a different angle. So maybe we'll go up there. We've gone up the aforementioned bleachers, and all it's done is made us even more in direct sunlight. So that's great. So I've had to withdraw my statement about the Seine, whatever. It's yeah, it's a decently wide river, fair enough. Still doesn't hold a candle to the Thames, however. Although I do like this little side road, very good Paris. Okay, so quite an eventful few minutes. We sort of crossed the bridge again onto the other side of the river fully now, and we found out that they are filming an Expedia advert right over there on that bridge. And also we started walking, and I got my first glimpse of some kind of radar tower. I don't know what that is. Okay, so we've been walking for a bit. We've finally come across the Big Pyramid. It's famous for being big, and the pyramid. Oh, jeepers! Did not know that was going to happen. I guess it's also famous for its skateboarding. Very cool. I think there's some kind of famous painting around here. I don't know. This is why we travel. You don't get this anywhere else. I mean, what a clash of cultures. Oh, Christ, I've interfered with history. We've noticed there's a bit of a drought in this town at the moment. I mean, it has been weeks without rain in the UK, so I imagine it's been longer here. But they have got one fountain, around the Louvre are actually working, which is pretty good, all things considered. We've just witnessed a classic example of the camera switch. It's a very common trade where you ask total strangers to take pictures of you in exchange for you taking pictures of them. It's a very kind tradition amongst us tourists, and I hope it will continue for many years to come. This particular example was with a very friendly group from Mexico. So we've met Mexicones, yeah, that's right, and Canadians today, which I didn't mention. And this statue is called Falling Out of Bed Accidentally. Look at it. Really captures all the emotions that go through your head in that situation. We have entered big landmark territory. As you can see, there's Column Tower there, and further in the distance is Arc de Triomphe, which we will be travelling up tomorrow. We've got tickets for that, and of course the big satellite radio tower. What a day! The sun is just doing wonders for my shots right now. Finished that ice cream. You know, I'm starting to think that Paris is one of those just cities of things. Like, you don't know exactly what everything is, but you know, they're there. It's another Egyptian thing. It's got like hieroglyphics on the side. Are we actually in Egypt, maybe, perhaps? I feel like I'm in Google Images right now. Look at that. The sun continues to fall, and with it, it makes for an even more scenic background. Absolutely brilliant. Here we are at the Invalid Hotel. I don't know if it's a functioning hotel or if it's just like a historic building now, but it's nice. I like the gold secondary colours. We've been walking around quite a while now. We came through a narrow street, sort of half searching for dinner, but we finally made it to big satellite tower of Eiffel. Yeah, just in time for sunset too. It's quite busy. Oh, shame about all these big metal fences that are everywhere. It'd be nice to have the grass at our disposal. But, oh. And the evening is winding down with some soft rap music, I suppose. Quite nice. We're heading to Trocadero, the only place to be for a Paris sunset, as it is clearly displayed by the hundreds or thousands of people just walking around, crowding the place. I don't know, we didn't plan on ending up here, we just have. And there is a balloon flying off into the sky. Is that symbolic of something, perhaps? Don't know what's going on. I think there's some kind of I don't know. This guy's got a camera, then there are police around. I put the piece together. Maybe it's some kind of detective show. I don't know. What was that?
Have some police there over there. Look, that one there.
Yeah, thanks for that comment. Dinner. Well, that was bloody massive. Oh, I've just been served the biggest carbonara in my life. Honestly, it was 18 euros, and you'd think they'd be able to decrease this price by maybe charging less. Oh, sorry, making it smaller. I don't know, I'm really tired. I can't think. So we're about to stare at the Eiffel Tower some more, this time with the lights on and the spotlight on it, apparently. And then we're going to go back to the hotel and go to sleep. There she is again. God Lord. Oh man, I don't know, I'm so tired. We've been up, I did a count, about 18 hours straight now. Well, apart from that power nap that I had at 4 o'clock. But this is it. This is the penultimate act of the day before we head across the city back to our hotel. Oh, there's so much going on. I feel like I'm in some kind of crazy fever dream. Like what the? No one told me that there'd be spotlights up there. Good God, and these flashing Eiffel Tower trinkets that I keep seeing all over the place. It's ridiculous. And so our first day in Paris drew to a close after realising trains were done for the night and being forced to get a taxi. And so far it was proving the critics wrong, but day 2 looms on the horizon and things could still go south very quickly. Okay, it's day 2 and we are back on the streets. Slightly weird day today. We got up late because we were out late and we couldn't get a train home, so we had to get back to the hotel and we had to get a taxi. But we're here again, and I think we're going straight back to where we left off last night to get hot chocolate. It's going to be nice. So we took out of TikTok and what's that? Oh, there. And we went to this cafe with world famous hot chocolate for breakfast, but it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so but it's very good. I would recommend. Okay, so we just finished at Carrette, the world famous hot chocolate place. We're gonna go take the metro now down south to the Catacombs, where I am going to stare at dead people for half an hour. Sounds fun, and also it's cold underground, so that'll be good. Okay, we are officially on our own, and we are crossing a road, and that's the entrance to the Catacombs there. So we're gonna go and enjoy our time underground. Heading in now. Okay, we're going down. That was quite an awkward security, and I got an audio guide. I'm not really gonna use that, to be honest. I thought I'd get headphones or something. Okay, got down the stairs. There's some pictures on the wall. I ain't reading out that. I've been promoted to the front of the queue. I'm taking the lead on the entire group. This is brilliant. I'm not seeing any skulls yet, but we are out of the modern areas. We're in a very long hallway now. I can see people at the end, so I think we've already caught up to the next group. It started getting colder. I think we've reached the end of that straight hallway. And round the corner. Oh, there's 2 turns.
That's better.
More straights.
There's another gate.
Oh my word. How far do we have to go? Oh, the ceiling's getting lower too. I'm actually crouching now. Alright, even more walking now. We're still going straight. Still got my 2 buddies with me. Okay, the phone quality just keeps getting more grainy.
I don't trust this. There was a gate back there.
Okay, I think we've caught up to the previous group now. I don't know, we made quite quick time of that walk. There are just a few people here watching the audio guides, or listening to the audio guides. I've got mine firmly in my pocket, and it will remain there, probably for the entire thing. These are some nice rocks. You can tell the quality. And there they go. They are very clearly American. Most stereotypical Americans, perhaps. We are currently at the vestibule of the Catacombs, as indicated by the natural number 7 that's been engraved into the rock. Very smartly matching all of the 16th century rock work. I'm tempted to use flash, but I don't know, I don't want to ruin the atmosphere. But the ceiling has started dripping, which is lovely. 2 drops even went down on my back, which is all part of the experience. We love it. I feel like that's going to be the entrance. But right now, we're reaching another lit chamber with information boards. Interesting. I'll read maybe 3 or 4 words and move on. Wow. If I wanted to stretch out this experience, then yes, I'd read all this. But that was never going to happen. Oh, hang about. I think I got the audio guide wrong. I think whatever I mentioned last time, it's actually this, because it matches up with the picture. Okay, continuing on. We've got bones. I don't know if these are real, but they look quite convincing. They really like to emphasise that you should not touch the bones. I don't really feel the need to do that, so I'm not going to. Especially since the fine could be about 15,000 euros and a year in prison. Which sounds pretty fun actually. Why don't more people do it? but the bone room is just up ahead. I think there's like a informal line in the way, so I'm just waiting. And I wonder who these people were. That is quite creepy, actually. Yeah, I don't think I want to touch those, actually. Especially not the crumbled up bits that are on the top. I don't think I'm meant to be filming. I don't know. Seems like everyone is. I don't think it matters. It's not like they're going to put cameras in a 400-year-old chamber. If I had to rate these bones, I'd probably put it in the 8s or 9s. They are really authentic. I feel like I'm sort of surrounded by Americans. I'm like the only British person in here. It's really quite scary in its own right, to be honest. There's a fork in the road. Oh, never mind. Just a white cross. That's cool. And they should start selling these as souvenirs. It's not like there's any shortage of them. The bones just keep coming until they don't, which is right now. Bit of a tunnel. Oh no, there are more bones here. Love it. Gotta say, if you're in Paris, you like bones, come here. There's quite a few. According to the map, we are in the Catacombs. But I think the bone section might be done now. Which is nice, I suppose. Good change of scenery. Oh no, never mind. There's more bones. You've got to give props to the guy who stacked these bones up. He did a really good job. He must be doing like doing a Jenga tower times 100? No, probably more than that. Oh, and also with skulls. They could easily turn this into a Halloween exhibit. Or like a scare maze. I'd pay for that. I'd do that. Gotta give props to Chris for sketching his own name on the side of that pillar. It takes a lot of guts to ruin such a historical monument. Well in. It's really pleasing to see that they've left 16th century nets on the bones. A lot of culture, a lot of class in doing that. Oh lord, the ceiling's getting lower. And towards the end, we get a glimpse of the bone carousel. A lovely cake-shaped, I don't know what you want to call it, roundabout of bones. I don't know. Even inside a mass burial, you have to make sure there's solid ventilation and fire exits. Good to see. Returning to the great above, I saw a wide array of skull-themed souvenirs before hitting the streets for a healthy dose of big landmarks, starting with the Luxembourg Gardens. Okay, we have found ourselves in Luxembourg, the country, of course. The mini Luxembourg in Paris. Yeah, it's still extremely hot out here, but at least there's nice scenery. It makes sense to have palm trees when it's hot. Don't know why, just an icon of hot weather. I mean, the catacombs were pretty fun. Kind of short, actually. I mean, if I listened to all the audio guides, I'd probably still be in there right now, but I wasn't really interested in that. Right now, though, I'm trying to find my mother. Like a lost child stuck in the big city. So we've headed north from the Luxembourg Gardens, and we are here now by, I believe, Hotel de Ville is what it's called. That is probably wrong. But we are only connecting through the station to go to Arc de Triomphe, where we will get an aerial view of the city, because we couldn't get a ticket for the Eiffel Tower. We have made it to the Arc de Triomphe, Arc of Triumph. It's a mega roundabout. Honestly, props to them, it's brilliant. I don't know if this is a coincidence or if they do this every hour or something, but it looks like we've just met a parade that has come to an end at this arch. I literally have no idea what's going on. It looks like there's actually a lot of people and they're all holding flags and putting wreaths down. But I don't know, I'll look it up. I'll consult with an expert. Okay, so we're going up now. That was a slight change of plan. But after this, we're going to go to Sakura for dinner, which should be fun. But first, we have to conquer these stairs. This is going to be a long one. Update. We are quite tired. I have no clue if we're nearly there. Oh, I think we are. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Getting flashbacks to the London Monument. This is pretty awful. Little area, some toilets, and a projection. This guy looks very offended. I wonder if there was someone who said something outrageous. Last stretch of stairs, not too bad. More statues, big shield, and a gift shop. Don't get many gift shops this far off the ground. This is cool. Okay, this is the last stretch of stairs. Going to the terrace. It's going to be a great view. It's going to be well worth the climb. Here we go. We have reached the top. And whoa, that is a view. Good God. I think that actually in the distance is where we're going next. If I can reach it. There it is. Sakura. I just don't know how to pronounce it. There's Eiffel once again. Bong, zoom in. Majestic as always. After taking in the view, we descended the Arch of Victory and headed east towards Sacré-Cœur. And following a brief interlude of fruit, we were on our way to the Basilica and into the final act of day 2. We're finishing the day at Sacré-Cœur by climbing even more stairs. Nice and relaxing. Well-earned rest coming up for tomorrow, day 3. And look at that view. Fantastic. See, we're quite smart. We're advanced tourists basically. So there is a funicular that brings you up and down these stairs. It's quite a long staircase, but if you're smart, you wouldn't use the funicular. Instead, this simple trick: barrel down the stairs, head first. You get down a lot quicker. People part the ways for you. It's fantastic, and you get the view as well because the funicular's in the tree. So yeah, it's just a little travel tip. So we went inside the church, but you're not allowed to make a lot of sound because everyone wants to get their prayers into God. But the trick is to yell at the top of your lungs so that God hears you first. That's the trick. I don't have anything to tell him, so that's why I'm whispering, but fun fact. You're also not allowed to wear hats because God is deeply afflicted to hats. They really offend him. Bit of a culture reminder. We just got scolded a little bit by a local man with shopping bags because we accidentally entered a sacred zone, and dear mother decided to try and take some pictures. But he started sort of loudly shushing us and wagging his finger at the phone. So gentle reminder, do not film inside the centre of the church. Righto, latest on our search for dinner. We have reached a lovely sort of square. I don't know, I could just go for a burger or pizza. But the other member of the party is desperate for seafood. So we'll continue looking until we find that. I mean, this looks pretty seafoody. Bit of a pigeon situation here. But yeah, definitely find something here. It's a very nice little square. Okay, so we found a place to eat. Scanning the menu. I think we're going to settle on a very large platter of frog's legs. I think we'll enjoy that immensely. As the day came to an end, we demolished our respective meals, which were quite good, and set off for a long journey back to the hotel. Back at said hotel, we were completely battered, and our first 2 days in Paris were complete. If you're looking for an answer to whether Paris exceeds British expectations, the answer is yes, I suppose, whatever. And while moustache prominence has been toned down, the French can and will assault you with their baguettes.